Alhamdulillah, thumma salatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen, nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala ahlihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. Fassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, today we are going to be discussing about the delivery business. So we had initially spoken about the single business model, and for those of us who chose the delivery business, we are going to be continuing our training based on that. So the very first thing we are going to be discussing on is the merit of the business. Why should you even go into it in the first place? So the first merit of it is that it's a very lucrative business. So with 10 deliveries a day at 4,000 naira each, you can make 40,000 naira every single day and 1.2 million naira every month in revenue. So it's a very lucrative business. And the beautiful thing about this is that you don't need too many e-commerce businesses to achieve this figure. With 2 to 5 e-commerce businesses, you can actually achieve this figure easily. So you don't need to be dealing with so many people to achieve this figure of 1 million naira per month. So the third thing is that it is evergreen. As at 2023, which is 1 year ago, the e-commerce business in Nigeria was worth 9 billion naira, so which is a whole lot. So e-commerce businesses will always need delivery agents. In as much as it's growing, they will always need people to help them make delivery. Even big e-commerce businesses like Jumia, they always need delivery agents to help them make delivery. So this is a industry that is not going to be saturated anytime soon. So just jump into it and start making the money. So the major demerit of this is that it requires you to always be proactive. It's not something for the lazy people. So if you're a lazy person, then this business is not for you. So, and the second thing is, if you are an impatient person, you are someone that is not patient, you don't have know how to handle situations patiently, then this is not for you. If you are someone that has temper issues, because you are going to be dealing with the customers of the e-commerce businesses, and some of them could be actually nasty at times, and it will require you to be very patient to be able to make the deal go through. So if you are not patient, then it's going to affect the business adversely, both on your own side and on the side of those you are working with. So what are the things you don't need? The very first thing you don't need is a bike. So I'm going to be showing you how you can make the deliveries easily without even having a bike. So you don't need a bike. So the second thing is, you don't need to register your business. You don't need the CAC registration. I'm going to show you how you are going to have your business well established and trusted by e-commerce businesses, even though if you don't have a CAC registration. And the third thing you don't need is spending money on promoting your business or marketing. So you don't need all of that. So I'm going to be showing you how you are going to get clients on demand easily, inshallah. So once all of that has been settled, then we need to understand the requirements. So what are the requirements for you to run such a business? So the first requirement is trust. Trust is a basic requirement for any business endeavor, and this business is not an exemption to it. In fact, it is the major backbone. Once there is no trust, then the business cannot last. So the e-commerce businesses need to be able to trust you, to be able to work with you, and you must be able to show that you are a trustworthy person. So as Muslims, we shouldn't have issues with trust. So, and we expect that every one of us should be good representatives and good ambassadors of Islam while doing our businesses. So the second one is accountability. If you are trustworthy, another very important thing you need to have is that you must be accountable. You must be able to say, okay, on so day we received 10 products, and maybe on so day we delivered so amount. So we have so amount left as at this day. And on so day we delivered so amount, and we have so amount as at this day. So you should be able to be accountable. If you're going to be using a book to do your account, good, but you must be accountable. If it's going to be a Google Sheet you're going to be using to, it's fine, but you must be accountable, and you must be able to give precise accounts of how the goods are delivered. So the third thing is storage. So you must have a good storage for the goods. A shelf is preferred. So you have a shelf somewhere in your house where you can be keeping the items, and you can label that, okay, these items are for so person, these items are for so person, then it's even better. So, but you must have a place that is safe, where water will not spoil the goods or any other thing can damage the goods. So if you are someone that has children at home too, it shouldn't be a place where children can actually tamper with the goods and spoil them. So you must have somewhere that is safe for the products to be kept. So thereafter is that you must be reachable. You must have a phone that is reliable, that is going to be on 247. If your big phone is not reliable, then you should get a small phone, and you should even get a power bank with it, such that you are always active on the go. If you need to have two phones for this purpose, have two phones, but you must always be reliable. You must always be reachable, because both the e-commerce business owners and the customers you are trying to deliver to would always need to communicate with you at different times. So you being reachable is very, very, very crucial for the success of this business. The fifth and the probably most important reason why any e-commerce business would always stick with you for life is you showing concern for the business. You must genuinely show concern for their business, and you must be willing to see that business grow. So, and the only way you can do it is for you, when you are dealing with customers, you should show concern as though it's your business. And if the e-commerce business owners see this attribute in you, they are going to stay with you for life. When they see that this person shows concern, even when the customer doesn't want to buy, is able to converse with the customer and try to tell them, no, now this product is good, it's like this, it's like this, it's like this. When they see this kind of attribute in you, they are going to stick with you forever. So you must have all of these requirements. Now, if you've checked all the boxes for the requirements, then we can move to the next thing, which is the structure. So the business structure is that we are going to put ourselves out there, and the reason we want to put ourselves out there is so that when we start interacting with e-commerce businesses, they would be able to easily find us, and their mind will be at rest that this business is a reputable brand. So we'll be needing to set up our social media platforms for the business, such that e-commerce brands will be able to easily find us, and even if they need to do their fact finding, their mind will be at rest that okay, this is a good brand, it's a well-known brand, and I can trust them to work with them. So the platforms we are going to be using is first WhatsApp business. So it's not normal WhatsApp, but your WhatsApp business is what we are going to be using for this. So the second one is Instagram. We're also going to be using Facebook. We'll also be using YouTube. We'll be using Telegram too. Also, we'll be using Google My Business. So we'll be setting you up on Google so that when e-commerce business search for your name, you appear on Google. And lastly, we are going to be setting up your website. So all of these are things that we're going to be needing to establish ourselves as authority. And when e-commerce business interacts with us, they will have peace of mind to be able to trust us to work with us. Once the structure is set, the next important thing is getting clients. So how do we get clients? There are two ways to get clients. The first way is inbound, and that is when they come to you, maybe through referral or through them consuming your content, or they've seen what you have done before. So they basically just come to you through efforts that you've made in the past. So, and the second one is through outbound. So outbound is you going to them and telling them, oh, I'm in a delivery business, I can help you to deliver your items at social location. So for the inbound, it requires time. So it requires you to have worked with a lot of people. It requires you to have put content out there so that people will be able to know who you are, what you do, and all of that before they start coming to you. So, however, for the second one, which is the outbound, it just requires you to just start communicating with people. You can start communicating with people today and start getting customers today that will want to work with you. So the outbound is going to be what we are going to be starting with, and we're going to be doing a lot more of that now in the initial, and then after a while we start having inbound coming in, so that people just come to our DM, communicate with us that okay, I would like to work with your business, I would like you to be doing delivery for me at so and so location. So we are going to be doing both, and I'm going to be explaining how we are going to be setting up your accounts for both inbound and outbound, and how we are going to be going about that in subsequent videos, inshallah. So thereafter, I'm going to be explaining the best practices to you. So how do you deal with e-commerce businesses such that there won't be issues between you and e-commerce businesses? And how do you deal with the customers of those e-commerce businesses so that you'll be able to close more deals and you won't be having issues with them? So, and how you are going to deal with them such that you won't fall into debt, because there are situations whereby some customers are fraudulent. They will give you fake alerts. So how are you going to be avoiding all of those issues, and what are the best practices when dealing with such customers? So we're going to be explaining all of this inshallah in all the subsequent videos. So once we've understood all of these business concepts, what's next? What's next is just basically for us to start with the structure. We are going to develop our structure for our business by establishing ourselves on different social media platforms, and thereafter we are going to now set up our client acquisition system for both inbound and outbound. So we ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it better understood and said and forgives us our shortcomings. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.